example. So 10k a week venue, which, you know, 500,000 a year, it's not a bad size site. So one of the things that I wanted to look at is what you're doing when you're open and what you're opening for. I had a conversation with a lady a couple of weeks ago that we don't look after, and she was opening 7 days a week because she felt like she had to. I've got to be open 7 days a week because it's the only way to make more money. I've got to be open longer hours because I need more money in. But nobody ever does a cost benefit or works out what the actual issue is with opening that many hours in a day. So for a nice easy one to be an example, if you're doing 10 grand a week, including VAT, that's about £8,166.67 a week. For most people, your weekends are going to be a bit heavier, so you're more than likely going to do 50% of it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the other 50% during Monday to Thursday. So £4,166 for Monday to Thursday, and then from Friday to Sunday. Based on the data that we've got and the clients that we look after, if you're doing 10 grand a week, it's likely that your Monday and Tuesday, excluding VAT, around about the £800 mark, and Wednesday and Thursday tend to be a tiny bit better. We have got a couple of places where Friday is abysmal and Monday is their busiest day of the week, which is pretty madness. Most places that we look after are open for roughly 8 to 10 hours a day, or at least they've got staff working over a 10-hour period. So most of you will have a minimum viable number of staff as well, whether you're just running the takeaway side of things, or whether it's the coffee shop, or whether it's your place in. Given the size of a lot of venues, we worked out that the average number of staff that you're going to have in is 2 on the floor and 1 in the kitchen. It will vary everywhere. Obviously, I know that you'll need a chunk more, and you might run it with 2, but you can't do any less than 2 because you'd be dead, and I'd be out of pocket. So, based on the average price that the average true cost of labour that we looked at before, an hourly rate to somebody on £11.44 an hour is going to be £12.67 when you add in employers' NI and employers' pension. So for you to open on a Monday with a minimum of 3 staff, that's 30 hours a week, £12.67, £380.05 for the day. So out of that £800, you've already spent 380 of it. Holiday is another big one that nobody accounts for. If you've got people working on that day, then they are accruing holidays. If they're salaried, then they're accruing it anyway, it doesn't matter. Anybody hourly paid is only going to be obviously accruing them as and when they're working. So approximately £45.87 on top of that is holidays. If your GP is a wonderful 75%, which for a lot of places that's what we strive for, but it's fucking difficult. Sorry. So you've got £200 in food or food and booze, which, keep it simple, food cost on its own. Again, from the data we've got, the average gas and lecky at the moment is disgusting, but it works out at about £90 a day as a minimum, excluding VAT. And the average non-consumable spend is about 2% or £16 for the day. So that leaves you with a wonderful £68 for opening on Monday. That's based on doing a 10 grand week and realistically £800 net sales on a Monday, and that's before anything goes in the bin, gets broken, goes wrong, gets refunded, and that's provided that you're running a perfect margin for running a perfect GP. And you know, yeah, it's fucking depressing, isn't it? But can anybody put their hand up who's genuinely running at above 75% day in and day out? Holman, across the board. It's damn near impossible. So if you drop that down to 65%, you've just lost money for being open. You would make more money by staying in bed. Other big issue with days like this is business owners tend to go, well, I'll work that one. It's dead quiet, I'll work Monday, Tuesday. But as it picks up during the rest of the week, and it gets a bit busier, somebody rings in sick, so you end up working all of them. So all that ends up happening is that you end up less and less effective as you move down the week. I'm really sad that Lucas from Queens isn't here today because it's one of the things that we've now made him do. So he's shut in Queens on a Monday and a Tuesday because he's got the 2 sites. and it was just getting harder and harder for him to move between one and the other, and he was juggling depending on where he needed to be for that day. But obviously you get run round ragged and everything starts to fall apart around him. You can only keep it up for so long. I work a lot, and I work evenings, nights, weekends, that kind of thing, but I do it so that it fits around my family. I don't work 7 days worth of hours in a week because it's just, you just physically can't do it, or you end up burnt out with man flu.